case of the prodigal son, that he's being drawn. This is the usual way we would say that God utilized drawing in the Bible. It was drawing the sinner in his sins, as the prodigal was out in the world and in rebellion, pointing to him being in rebellion against God. And then the Lord used his upbringing, and it came to mind, and drew him back home to his father. And that would have all identified with maybe children who were raised hearing the word of God, and as they're out in the world, they remember some of the scriptures and things their parents taught them, and so they come back. But in this case, they're unsaved all the way that they're being drawn, because the illustration of the fatted calf indicates it's not until they get back and then the father lays out the fatted calf, it kills it and lays it out, that at that point it's as though they become saved. And again, that is the customary way that drawing would be understood. It's only in our special circumstances of Judgment Day and the account we read in John 21 that the drawing process is shifted. Instead of drawing unto salvation, God is taking the great catch of fish. They're already in the net. They're already saved, and it's from that point that they're to be drawn to Christ after they've become saved. And that's not typical. I don't know if we have any examples of that in the Bible, but that's God's program for the prolonged Judgment Day period. And so the feeding of sheep identifies with bringing forth the word of God to the nations. We have to go forth once again. It's basically a second Great Commission. The first was unto evangelization, in order that souls be saved and God's elect enter into the kingdom. But this time, souls are already saved. God's elect have already entered into the kingdom spiritually. So it's a second task that requires going into all the earth, to the nations, to share the truth of the word of God. And in doing so, it will serve to feed the sheep and draw the sheep at the same time to the word, to Christ. And that will fulfill God's plan for this time period. But thank you for calling and sharing. And